We all know that fingerprints have been the ultimate identifier for many years, and still remain a staple in the worlds of law enforcement, forensics, and tech giants like Apple and Samsung. But they are not the only body parts that makes you unique from everyone else. We have your eye color. Your eye color is all about the iris, the ring of muscle that surrounds your pupil and controls how much light gets into your eye. While it might seem like there are just a few eye colors, like brown, blue, green, and hazel, the truth is, no two people have exactly the same eye color. Each pair of eyes is unique. Eye color is a pretty complex thing. It's not just about one or two genes. Multiple genes work together to decide your eye color. This means that even if both your parents have blue eyes, you could still end up with brown eyes. The main player here is melanin, a brown pigment. More melanin means darker eyes. But it's not just the amount of melanin that matters, it's also how it's spread out. Your iris has two layers, both of which have melanin. If there is no pigment in the front layer, your eyes look blue. This happens because blue light gets scattered and reflected, making your eyes appear blue, even though there is no blue pigment. Brown, green, and hazel eyes have different amounts of pigment in the front and back layers. This pigment can be light or dark brown and can be spread unevenly, creating all kinds of cool patterns and variations. The unique shape of your ears. We often notice someone's beautiful eyes, but have you ever really looked at the shape of their ears? It's surprising how much variety there is. The outer part of your ear, called the auricle or pinna, has different parts. The helix is around the top, the lobule is the part where earrings go, and the tragus is a small bump in front of your ear canal. All these parts come together in unique ways, making each person's ears as distinctive as their fingerprints. Just like fingerprints, ear prints can help identify people. In criminal investigations, ear prints left at a scene or images of ears on security cameras can be used to catch suspects. A study of over 2,600 people found that 99% of the ears photographed were unique. Even the same person's left and right ears aren't identical. Another study showed that identical twins have different ear shapes too. Your ear shape is pretty much set by the time you're born and changes very little after you turn 10. While ears do get bigger and sag a bit as you age because of gravity, this change is predictable, about 1.22 millimeters per year. So, unless something happens to your ears, like getting into a fight with Mike Tyson, they remain a reliable way to identify you. Retinal scans. When it comes to biometrics, that is using parts of our bodies to identify us, retinal scans are a top choice, according to experts. Unlike fingerprints that can be copied, facial recognition that can be fooled by mask, and voice ID that struggles with background noise, retinal scans are incredibly reliable. Even eye color detections can be tricked with contact lenses, but nobody can change their retinas. The retina is the layer of cells at the back of your eye that senses light. What really makes your retina unique is a pattern of blood vessels that supply it. This network of blood vessels was first noted to be unique in 1935, and by the 1950s, researchers confirmed that even identical twins don't share the same pattern. In 1976, a company named Identify, yes, that's really their name, created the first device to scan retinas for identification. Retinal patterns stay the same unless you have an eye injury or disease, making retinal scanning a secure and dependable method for identifying people. Your teeth tell a story. Let's talk about forensic odontology. It's the fancy term for identifying people by their teeth. Each tooth is unique, just like a fingerprint. The way your teeth is positioned in your mouth is different from everyone else's, which makes them perfect for identifying who you are. Experts can tell a lot from your teeth. They can figure out your age by looking at which teeth have come in and how they've grown. Even the minerals in your teeth can give clues about how old you are. Your job or habits leave marks too, like dressmakers who hold needles in your teeth or folks who chew on pens. Smoking or chewing tobacco can leave its mark as well. And your teeth have their own quirks. Some people have extra teeth or different kinds of fillings. These little differences make your bite mark totally unique to you. Even the roof of your mouth, with its ridges behind your front teeth, called palatal rugae, is like a fingerprint. all yours and no one else's. The tongue. Ever thought about identifying someone by looking at your tongue? While it might not replace saying hello, tongues are as unique as fingerprints and eye colors. Just like no two snowflakes are alike, no two tongues are identical, not even among identical twins. Your tongue isn't just for tasting, it's also a telltale sign of your health. Doctors often ask you to say "ah" to check for signs for infection, nutrient deficiencies, or even serious diseases. But beyond health, tongues come in all shapes and textures. Some are smooth, others are fissured. They can be elliptical, rectangular, square, round, or even pentagonal in shape. And let's not forget the measurements, length, width, and thickness all contribute to making each tongue unique. Fun fact, women tend to have a sharper tip on their tongues compared to men. And there are tongues with special features like geographic tongues, where smooth patches create a map-like appearance, though it's usually harmless. Lip prints. The lips, those soft and expressive parts of our face, hold secrets beyond your beauty. Scientists have been fascinated by the uniqueness of human lips for over a century. Who can blame them? The first detailed studies was in 1902, and by 1935, cheiloscopy, the study of lip prints, gained recognition as a valuable tool in criminal investigations, championed by a prominent French criminologist. Of course, a groundbreaking study in 1972 examined 4,000 lip prints and found that each one was distinctively different. Even after injuries heal, the unique patterns of wrinkles and grooves on our lips remain unchanged. These patterns start forming as early as the 6th week of life and stay relatively consistent throughout our lifetime. Lip prints can vary widely in their characteristics. Some have vertical grooves that span the lips, while others may stop halfway or fork into different directions. A study published in the Journal of Forensic Dental Sciences noted that most people have a mix of these different groove types, adding to the complexity and uniqueness of lip prints. In forensic science, lip prints can be crucial evidence left behind at crime scenes. On items like drinking glasses or cigarette butts. Beyond law enforcement, advancements suggest that lip textures, shape, and even how lips move could be used in future security systems for personal authentication, according to security intelligence. The heartbeat. On average, the human heart beats about 2 billion times over a lifetime, and each person's 2 billion beats are like nobody else's. An electrocardiogram measures the heart's electrical activity, which causes the heart muscles to contract and pump blood through your body. The EKG records this activity as a spiked wave pattern, the same one you've seen in countless medical dramas, right before the dramatic "Code Blue" moment. This wave pattern provides doctors with valuable information about how well your heart is working or if something's wrong. While the overall pattern is similar for healthy hearts, it's influenced by the heart's size, shape, and position. Because it's so unique, heartbeat recognition has been suggested as a new way to identify people for security purposes. Unlike fingerprints, which can be left behind on drinking glass, it's nearly impossible to replicate someone else's heartbeat. Some experts even believe we might be able to read a person's unique heartbeat from a distance in the future. Hand identification. Imagine being able to verify your identity just by waving your hand. It would be the friendliest and most convenient ID ever, because your ID would literally be your hand. Our hands are full of unique features that set us apart from each other. We already know that fingerprints are distinctive, and even palm prints are unique. But there's more to our hands than meets the eye. For instance, the 27 bones in each hand have a unique geometry for every person. However, capturing images of these bones can be challenging, and the differences might be too subtle to easily spot. Similarly, the muscles in our hands have unique contours, but they are difficult to image without an MRI machine and tend to change shape as we age. A more promising method for hand identification is using the network of veins beneath our skin. While everyone's blood vessels follow a similar basic pattern, their exact placement is unique to each person. Veins are relatively easy to image using low-cost infrared scanners because they absorb more infrared light than the surrounding tissue. In Japan, banks are already using these scanners to allow people to access ATMs without a card. Butt recognition technology. Are you sitting down? That might be all you need to do to prove who you are if butt recognition technology becomes a reality. Researchers at Tokyo's Advanced Institute of Industrial Technology, AIIT, developed a pressure-sensitive sensor that can identify individuals based on the unique contours and pressure points of their sitting posture. According to BBC Future, this sensor uses 360 sensors to detect those distinct features, even recognizing a person by how they slouch or which cheek they favor. While the concept might sound humorous, it has some practical applications. Imagine a car that only starts when its owner is in the driver's seat, or a computer that logs in automatically when the authorized user sits down. This could add an extra layer of security and convenience to everyday tasks. Unfortunately, since AIIT's initial announcement of this device in 2012, there hasn't been much progress reported. So, for now, we'll have to sit tight and hope this innovative idea doesn't fall through the cracks. The hidden world inside you. Even when you think you're alone, you're actually hosting a bustling community of microorganisms that call your body home. These tiny inhabitants make up your microbiome, a unique ecosystem that's different for everyone. Scientists have found that by examining the microbes in stool samples, they can identify differences between individuals' microbiomes. In one study, researchers analyzed the genetic material of microorganisms from the fecal matter of nearly 250 people. Using a specialized computer algorithm, they identified unique microbial fingerprints that allowed them to correctly identify the donor 86% of the time. This study also revealed that our microbiomes don't change much over time. Some samples still match the original donor after more than 300 days. This fascinating research might lead to new ways of identifying people, but maybe not a convenient one. Watch this video next, I think you'll like it.